My name is James Otto. I was 4 years old when I started singing and told my mother and grandparents that I wanted to be a singer. I discovered guitar, and after that, I wanted to be Eddie Van Halen. Yeah! That sound right there is the sound of fury.
Rock and roll, baby. You can always find me.
James Otto is a guy that I heard about for a long time as being the biggest male voice in town.
Cutting up and having fun.
Well, one night I went out and saw him get up and play, and I went. And his voice, as big as him, comes out. It's unbelievable.
When I wake, I'll be hungover, hanging on to a memory.
One of the most insane voices I've ever heard. The only person I would say has a voice as intense as his is Gretchen Wilson.
He has so much soul in his voice, and he's such a powerhouse.
I've been part of the Muzik Mafia for about 3 years since the first show. Before I ever started the Muzik Mafia, and obviously the goal was to be able to play my own music. The Muzik Mafia was the place that I was able to do that.
I've seen James come so far, man. I mean, his showmanship is now just 1,000 times what it was a few years ago.
I grew up with probably 20 different kinds of music in my house. Yeah! I moved back and forth between my mom and dad quite a bit, and I ended up hearing on one side country music, and on the other side I was listening to, you know, Bob Seger, Chicago, to Led Zeppelin, so I was influenced by all of that stuff.
He's Southern rock, soul, and country. That's what James is, all slammed together in one package.
John and I wrote that on a guitar that Otis Redding used to play down in Muscle Shoals, home of R&B and Southern rock. Good things gone bad.
Someone's been stepping in while you've been stepping out.
Soul music has always been a part of country music. If country music had been closed-minded in the past, you'd never have a Johnny Cash. You'd never have a Willie Nelson. Ray Charles would have never been able to make one of the greatest country records that ever was. You'd never had any of that stuff. There's always going to be a ton of country in what I do, and a ton of rock and roll, and a ton of soul, and whatever else has been beat into my head over the years. When you come out and you're honest with music like they were back in the 70s, when they could say whatever they wanted to say and could express real emotion, it seems like people, they grab on when it's honest and real.
Ladies, if your man is not treating you right, then there's somebody out there who will.
I Know What You Did being one of my signature songs. It's one of those things that I feel really strongly about.
If your man hits you or abuses you in any way, you need to leave him where he sits, because he ain't worth the time you're spending on him.
The kind of thing that has not been in country music for a long time. Guys have been too much of a sissy to say anything but "I love you, baby." So somebody standing up and going, "I'm gonna whoop your ass," that's a statement, man. That's what you need to do.
Yes, I know what you did and what you're never gonna do again. And it might cost me 45 in the pen, but I'm gonna bring your reign of pain to an end. Yes, I know what you did and what you're never gonna do again. Oh.
Now I'm getting back to being able to go and cut a record that is legitimately me 100%.
He came to me and said, hey man, I know you're busy, but would you produce my album with me? And I was very honored that he asked me to do it.
There's nobody that I trust more.
Hey, Troy, on the lick, do-do-do-do-da-da-da, do-do-do-do-bop. Yes. That's it.
John Rich, it's somebody that I know brings out the best in people. He brings out the best in me.
I've been in here working with James, doing his vocals, and most of his vocals happen live when the band's tracking. We call them scratch vocals. Normally they're not good enough to use, so you scratch them out.
What you got, boy?
James's scratch vocals are so good, they are the vocals. He's that good.
Everybody's rocking when they come to the Otto show. Yeah, and I'm gonna fly.
We wanted to make a country rock and soul record, and that's exactly what we did.
As I walk to.
He calls it the Otto show. Doesn't sound like anybody's record, man. It's just slamming hard music, but with a serious country edge going on.
James Otto is going to be one of the biggest artists of our time.
The world's gonna be knocked on their ass by him this year.
So I got to make sure that I lay it out there the way that I hear it and feel it and see it, and that's the only way to give people something special, is to give a piece of your heart.
I ain't gonna stop till the drop.